We're following the court proceeding for fired Michigan football coach Sharon Moore, now being charged with 3 crimes, 2 misdemeanors and a felony. The felony is home invasion. The 2 misdemeanors, stalking in a domestic relationship and breaking and entering. And it looks like he's going to be out on $25,000 bail. He'll have a GPS tether. The judge reading him all instructions that he cannot go, out of the area. No booze, no alcohol. He's got to keep up with mental health treatment. He cannot contact the victim in any way, shape, or form. So just from you were listening and gathering all the details as well, Brian, are you surprised that, considering what happened here, that that the judge is letting him out on bond?
Not surprised at all. I understand a lot of the cases that we follow are high-profile murder or sexual assault types of cases. And while this does have very serious allegations, we are talking about home invasion in the 3rd degree. This would be the lowest level of home invasion the state of Michigan has.
First off, let me just get this out of the way. This just means the way that it elevated is because bro crashed out. So when you crash out, nothing matters. Nothing matters. $30 million, 5-year contract, something like that. Like, I'm about to get fired. I'm about to lose the millions. Like, what other way can I get $1 million in this lifetime? Like, how else can I do it? I worked myself up to be a coach. I'm doing all the things that I probably shouldn't do, or he's doing the things that he's seen other coaches do, except he got caught. Not just red-handed, but like, what is more than red-handed? Like, all hands up, bro. Just literally, like, I don't get these people, man. Like, I don't get it, man.
This is a person of means, and the way that Michigan operates when it comes to the bail system is highly dependent on cash. Some would argue that causes an imbalance in the system for those who do not have. But this is a former Michigan coach, and so he does have the means. That's why you're hearing a lot of them talk about, when you do get out, you will have a monitored tether. When you do get out, you have to abstain from certain items like alcohol and substance abuse. And if he does violate those, he can actually be brought back into jail, potentially have a higher amount of bond or bail, or not be released at all. The other thing that I would point out too is, in Michigan, like many other states, they created this date, this probable cause hearing or date of January 8th, that they need to have this hearing beforehand. But it's very interesting that the defense waived that date and instead pushed it back. What that suggests to me is that he already has the money lined up, that he is going to get released sometime soon, and they can wait a couple more days to prepare and do a probable cause hearing later on in the month of January.
I don't feel bad for him. It's sad that he got caught, but like, do I feel bad for the shoplifter who got caught and they thought they were only going to do a little bit of time? Now they're doing a lot. Do I feel bad for them? Do I feel bad for the people who do worse or more atrocious crimes? They get caught for it. Now they're about to do long time, and no. It's sad that that is happening to him, but I don't feel bad that a cheater who has 2 or 3 kids, that's what it says, and he's being paid a lot of money to do a sport, and he fumbled it. Like, how ironic, he fumbled his bag. No, I don't feel bad, or I don't feel bad for that, bro. This is just the mess around and find out. This is what that is. This is what you call these moments. You mess around and you find out, and you want to bring, a wife and kids involved, and you want to do all this. I mean, and you want to be a football coach, bro. You got to choose, man. You got to choose which life you want, but you're going to get broken. You're going to get broken from the inside out, and this is what happened.
Got it. Okay. So, and just to follow up, because, if someone has been a victim
She's a loss
of domestic
for words.
violence, they could be watching this thinking, Judge, why are you letting this guy go on a GPS tether, and why aren't you keeping him locked up? Because we heard the accusations that he broke into the apartment of this staffer he was apparently having an affair with, that he grabbed butter knives in out of the drawer, threatened to take his own life. Not quite sure what threats were made towards her, but she called 911. He's accused of stalking in a domestic relationship, also breaking and entering. What's the thought process here? Why aren't they keeping him behind bars?
So it's a matter of competing interest here, right? And I understand and appreciate all of them. I think the one you're highlighting now is that of the alleged victim. The fear that someone who makes a report like this is going to have when they find out that that person can, in fact, post bail or bond or whatever it may be and simply be out. But I would highlight that he does have an ankle monitoring. Many police departments, especially those large police departments, I know more specifically about the NYPD, they may have a system where they have officers who might drive by the location of where that alleged victim lives to make sure that that suspect is not showing up. I can tell you, as a defense attorney here in New York, many times my clients have been caught because the police are doing a great job of making sure that victim is safe and making sure their house is protected, and you catch that person. So there are safeguards there that the district attorney and police department will do. But the competing interest is also the presumption of innocence, that a defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty or unless proven guilty, and their freedom should be able to be given that. And in this country, we commit to this system where, you know what, we are going to have this kind of carrot and stick. The stick being that you will get punished more severely if you violate these conditions that we heard from the judge, and the carrot being that we will give you liberty at some of these lower level crimes so long as you're on the hook, so to speak, with property or money, because we believe that will guarantee their appearance. The judge even highlighted he's not determining guilt or innocence, he's determining flight risk. Later on in the proceedings of this case and potentially a trial, then they'll determine guilt or innocence.
So another thing that people have to understand is, because I understand the frustration that some people have, it's just like, oh, so he's rich, so he can just bail out whenever he wants. I get it. And you're not wrong. Like, that is actually very sad and somewhat true, and maybe somewhat a loophole or a failure in the justice system. However, sometimes people don't understand that they're actually advocating for something that does exist in other countries. It's called socialism. It's called communism. It's called totalitarian governments. It's called authoritarian. Like, it's called everything other than the United States, where, no, you're not going to just right to a fair trial. Fair? What? Bro, oh, look what they did to Andrew Tate. I will lock you up, and we will come up with whatever you need. We just don't like you out on the streets. We're going to put you on house arrest until we find out something, and we'll get as much details as we can, but you're going to stay here. Yeah, that's how other countries work. In America, I mean, I like the fact that you're presumed innocent until proven guilty, because it's the most fair that we can do. Now, the bail system, I think that's what people are talking about. It is weighted a little bit more towards the rich, because there's a lot of people that, I mean, it'd be cool if they had bail. But then there's also examples of people who run. So they get bail and then they run and they're gone for years. People think that they could just find you like that. No, some people are gone for years. And they just can't find them. You know, they stay low or whatever the case may be. So in this case, I mean, he got bail, but he's not going to be flying around. He's not going to be taunting, flaunting, nothing like that. And I think this dude has a lot coming in for him, man. It's just so sad. Not sad for him, but the situation, like, wow, a black man who made it as a head coach in the prestigious and amazing, historic Michigan football, like the University of Michigan, like, that is crazy. Fumbled the bag being greedy, pride and greedy. Pride is that I don't need to face my, consequences. I'm gonna try to unalive myself. Greedy, as in, I have a wife, I have three beautiful kids, or two beautiful kids. I just only saw the picture of the two, but beautiful kids. I have a career that people would love to have. So many people would love to be in my position. I have it all. I want more. Yeah. Maybe he's seen people get away with these things. Yeah, but not everybody, coach. And not everybody gets away forever, just to let you know. Look at the little CEO, the Kiss Cam. The Coldplay Cam thing. Nah. And they were both older. They were not younger. They were older. Yeah, nah, buddy. Nobody gets away forever. They'll get away for some time. You could trick us. You could trick the system. But not forever. You can't trick the Lord. You're gonna get stopped in your tracks. It's almost done right now.
Got it. All right. And just, a little bit about Sharon Moore, 39 years old, 2 seasons as head coach for the University of Michigan, was coming off back-to-back winning seasons with the Wolverines. Also, we should point out that he has been in trouble before. He served a 2-game suspension as part of a self-imposed sanctions for NCAA violations related to Michigan's sign-stealing scandal, which came to light in 2023. And now it looks like he is being charged with 1 felony charge, 2 misdemeanors from home invasion to stalking to breaking and entering. He will be out on $25,000 bail tied to a GPS tether and needs to seek counseling. We'll keep tracking it. Brian Buckmeyer, thank you so much.
Today I'm going to make a beat. We're going to output new.
That, the only thing I'll say is it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that he was exposed in the manner that he was. But I'm glad he was exposed. And there's just, when you're sleeping around with other people, let alone your coworkers, I'm just going to let you know that's the dumbest move you can make. It's the most, it just reveals your lack of character, your lack of integrity. You can't even create boundaries for yourself, let alone the fact that you're married. But you cannot create boundaries with yourself that everything that you see has to be on limits. And no, I don't have any sympathy. I have zero sympathy for stuff like that. In fact, I want more people. If there's more people doing this, I want more people. Little CEO, Coldplay cams, head coaches, let them all be exposed, because the lesson I want to teach the youngins, because I think the old people are screwed. I think the old people, they're done. They're stuck in their ways. But for the youth, the impressionable youth, I want them to understand that you need to have boundaries. The place that your place of work needs to be your place of work. Your home needs to be your home. You need to know how to separate the two and create those mental boundaries in your head. And secondly, for the youngins, everything that looks good isn't good for you. Have you seen those berries on those trees that look like you want to eat them? Have you ate those? Have you ate those things before? I have. Stomach jacked up, destroyed. Everything that looks good isn't good for you. So, no, I don't. I have zero sympathy. I have zero. No. I don't feel any sadness for a guy caught cheating, sleeping around with coworkers, sleeping around in general. Like, that is nuts to me. But he has an ability to repent. He can. Hopefully this is a wake-up call and he's in, prison or whatever, and before he bails out, maybe he prays more than he ever prayed. Maybe his family he wins over his wife even more. Maybe they were doing that whole for show relationship thing, because that's very common for these high-profile relationships. Maybe this is something that actually allows them to address everything. Everything's out in the open anyways. So maybe they actually become closer. Maybe they actually have a real relationship. Who knows? He's not over. Lastly, guys, the fact that he tried to go in there to unalive himself after he made a mistake. Let me tell y'all something. Okay? This is for the youngins. Old people, I'm sorry. You're out of there. I don't know how to help you. Because you don't want to listen to me because I'm younger. You don't want to listen to me. So go. But for all the youngins, man, let me tell you something, bro. In life, you're going to make mistakes. You're not going to make the right decisions. You have all the ability to make the right decisions and then still make the wrong ones. But it's not over. Doesn't matter how severe that wrong decision is, it's not over. If you're breathing, it's not over. It really isn't. Because there is a God that loves you, believe it or not. You can't treat him like a joke. He's not a genie. But he is compassionate, and he did send his son to die for you, you little sinner, you. I'm talking to myself as well. So it's not over. But the last thing you want to do is in your great final escape of responsibility, your great final move of pride. You're like, you know what? Before anybody sees who I really, I'm going to take myself out. Then they'll never know. Ha ha. Idiot. You will do that, wake up right next to the almighty creator of all things. He might have more mercy on you than the people. But it's not going to be a nice sight for you. It is not going to be a good sight for you. And I, as a Christian, cannot guarantee a person who takes those routes will be in heaven. So you know what's easier to do than the great escape? You know what's easier to do than that? The easier thing to do is find those people around your life that really care about you, and you just got to be real with them. And you got to be real with where you are. You got to be real with your shortcomings and real with, hey, look at me. I'm exposed. And maybe all the fans that you amass, if you're a high profile guy, maybe all the fans and the money and the cars and the women, maybe all that disappears. But the people that care about you won't. And if nobody cares about you, I'm telling you right now, I can't vouch for every church, but you got to start somewhere. And you got to find a group of Christians, because they will love you. If they're really Christians, they will love you through all that stuff. And there is always a chance. So you don't need to, unalive nothing. You can fight it out. You can. You made it harder on yourself, or maybe other people made it harder on you. But there's always a way out. So I just want to say that for the youngins, man, because this is not a great representation. This is not a great representation of what it means to be a black man in power. This is not a good representation just to be any man in power. This is not a good reflection of what it means to be a married man. And I hope he's never claimed to be a Christian. But even if he has, okay, he can make a mistake or whatever. But dang, another punch in the gut for Christians. But what I will say is that there's never... The Lord's arm is not too short to save, and his ear is not too dull to hear. But it is our iniquities that separate us from him. Isaiah 59, 1-2. So there's just a way out, man. There's a way out. There's nothing more I got to say. Jesus is the best. It's your boy MoFresh. Thank you guys for tuning in to MoFreshTV. If you like this video, like it and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell if you can, so we can get more videos out to you like this. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.